People who have masturbated in class, just why? For the last time, I was just trying to find my keys. Have you ever heard of the Pythagorean theorem? Not me, but a classmate. We were in the school's auditorium watching some movie. I don't remember what movie it was, but it was some documentary and definitely not sexy at all. This was a big auditorium and there was like 13 of us, so we were all spaced far from each other. I saw from the corner of my eye that a guy in the row below me was moving a lot. He was in that row alone, and I was in the top row alone. I guess he forgot that there was someone behind him, because when I turned to look at him, he was fully out, full on wanking it. No idea why he was doing it, but mind you, we were 16 years old at the time, so he really should have known better. I didn't masturbate. We were having a test that I didn't know of. And I got so anxious and scared that I just came. I had no idea what happened, but it felt really good. 4 years later I found out what happened that day. Edit, spelling. This one kid in class started breathing heavy, everyone heard, but the teacher. Then there was a loud bang, and it turns out he trapped his dick in his zipper. He panicked and fell off his chair. Edit. When he was on the floor I heard a very quiet ow. Not the same, but my friend masturbated in the bathroom during a nap test. Twice. I had Zoom's camera off, and the professor is kinda hot. Didn't know I was unmuted though. I just writhed in my chair for half an hour, and because I'm a fat of my dick and balls were rubbing. I was in 5th grade and I just wriggled in my chair the right way. Cut to me an hour later, still doing it and all flushed and sweaty. Funny story, I was reported for doing so, even though I was just scratching my balls, because they were itchy. It's not uncommon. Teacher of 20 years. A kid wanked off all over his mates on the back of a bus going on a skiing trip, and a kid at my husband's school, wanking during an English class, came over a copy of 101 Dalmatians. It was a weird time, but when I was an elementary kid, I was unaware that I was masturbating in class. My way of masturbation was to rub my penis between my legs and eventually get off. I discovered it in class during our examinations, and the feeling of nervousness and excitement lead me there. I remember that I frequently do it, and it was the earliest masturbatory experience I can think of. The kids were taking a test, and I was bored. Edit, this is why you should always put a serious tag on your questions on Reddit. Post-nut clarity helps you solve all the equations. That's where the titties were. I was just fidgeting with my hands in my pockets in English class in 6th grade. The special ed teacher didn't think so. They still use SID against whenever I got in trouble at my old middle school. My classmates did it once. Lies. They did it 3 more times. They were caught by the camera, and the weird thing is they did while the teacher was there. And what's more weird is they didn't get in trouble for doing it. A mild punishment, yes, but they didn't even call their parents. I thought my health teacher was hot, so what does my horny freshman ass do? Not me, but I was sitting in the back of the class in English language arts, and I was bored, so I just started looking around the classroom, and I saw a kid in the very front of the class just with his hand in the back of his pants, and he was bent over, and I'm pretty sure he was fingering himself. His face also didn't make the situation better. Also, yes, he was the weird kid in that grade. How the F can someone pull this off during class? I was writing some notes from the board, class was over, and had kinda been working it under my hoodie for the last half hour. People leaving was, I thought, a good distraction to finish up, but the teacher caught me. For some reason, us making eye contact rocketed off the most insane, leg buckling finish imaginable. She was horrified, disgusted, told me to get out and never come back to her class, all that stuff. That's how I managed to get expelled from homeschooling and stopped being invited to holidays. Everyone was gone, and I had the chance, so I took it. I sat next to a guy who looked at DeviantArt latex BDSM drawings. This was a 400 level history discussion course with less than 10 people in the class. I want to say I was surprised by this, but it lined up with everything I knew and heard about him. If you are reading this, Ben, F you. I wanted to discuss the First World War, not look at your shitty porn. Edit, to clear up some confusion. No, I did not do the 5-finger shuffle in class. It was Ben, now dubbed Wilbert, who had a date with Rosie Palms. For legal reasons, I'm not allowed to say. However, the horse didn't seem too pleased about it. My boy told me to turn to page 127 and there were boobs. I like to work under pressure. My nephew quit teaching when a boy masturbated in his class. He couldn't believe it, and he just quit. I'm a female and I masturbated in class in grade 6. I sat at the back and everyone was busy with homework. I pray to God up to this day that the teacher did not see me. She was sitting at her desk, also at the back. I've done it in my guidance counselor's office. I was her office aide, but she was gone for the day and there was no Wi-Fi in the room. I had to entertain myself somehow. The worst part is I was like 17, so I definitely knew better. IDK how it started, but I always had this small security blanket with me wherever I went when I was little. Well, for some reason I started dry humping it, and it felt good, so then during nap time, in preschool, I started doing that. Got caught and then stopped. Great, you made it to the end. Now smash that like button, and subscribe for even more videos like this one.